It's another beautiful day. Thanks for joining us on Farming Today on the Ghanaian Farmer TV. My name is Enyona Manyajete, but when you see me, remember to call me Ghana's finest farmer. On this channel, we bring you interesting, insightful conversation that has to do with agriculture development here in Ghana and of course on Africa. On the Ghanaian Farmer TV, we have 3 timely great shows that we always bring your way. Every Monday, every Wednesday to Friday, we come your way with Farming Today, where we discuss different issues pertaining agriculture, development challenges, and the way forward. Of course, we have Extension Alert, where you'll be seeing Eric and his colleagues who will be discussing basic agronomy issues that can help the farmer be able to work freely until an agronomist come to the farm to assist them. Of course, we also have the Ghanaian Farmer itself. We have Ghanaian Farmer TV, that is a platform, and the Ghanaian Farmer itself, where we go to farm to engage farmers who are in different line of the agribusiness. And so this episode is to enlighten you, those of you who are very interested in investing in habanero farming. In the line or in the family of pepper, we have different peppers. Of course, Eric will be enlightening us a bit more about that. Now remember, this program is proudly brought to you by Roko Nano Urea. Roko Nano Urea, caring for you in this day and time that the farming season has started because of the late rains, but everybody is on grounds, those who are transplanting, those who are tilling the land, and many other things are happening. And so remember that the only urea that will increase your yield, that would increase your crop productivity, is less chemical, environmentally friendly, and you can use just one small bottle, 500 ml, for your 1 acre is Roko Nano Urea. The cost is very affordable. You don't need a tax. You just put it in your pocket and you're good to go. For wholesale pages, call JK Industries Limited. The number is beneath the screen. Just look on the crawler. You see the number. But if you can call me on 0554-830-431, I definitely will give you one. We're going for a quick breather. When I come back, my brother Eric will be joining me on set to start the entire conversation. If I were you, go grab a pen and paper and take some note. I'll be right back. Okay, so thanks for staying. If you're just tuning in, this is Farming Today, and we are continuing with a series of budget breakdown for the production of different vegetables. We've done for watermelon, we've done for chili, we've done for tomato. Today is the turn of habanero. Now, Eric, thanks for joining me once again.
Thank you.
It's a new week,
yeah,
and people are excited about the series.
Wow.
And so they are asking for more. Those who are asking for cabbage, cassava, and a lot. So you have a lot of work to do. Now, before we delve into the breakdown,
right,
what is habanero? What family does habanero belongs to?
So habanero, when it comes to pepper, is in the same family like tomatoes. So it is a Solanaceae. However, within the pepper lines, there are about 3 different ones that are common in our parts of the world. We have the long one, we say chili or cayenne. Then we have a very short one, which is the bird's eye. Then we have this one, habanero, very round, pointed, squared, very bottleneck, like we call paposhito, something like this. This is preferred because of its pungency and the spiciness. Typical of a West African want to eat something that let them feel heat. And that is what gives us a good joy in the meals we share.
Great. What time of the year should I begin to do my nursery and then transplanting of my habanero? Because I want to meet the good costs or the high demand time. Okay,
so fortunately for farmers who are into this one, habanero, have the chance of planting it all year round. Maximum 28 days, your nursery should be ready. So any part of the year, any point in time you choose to grow habanero, it is good. Precisely so because the price is consistent. It fluctuates very little. It does not go down too much. Habanero price is constant throughout the year. Right. So you are good to position yourself what best fits your farm's schedules.
Okay, and lastly, what soil is good for cultivation of habanero?
Generally, habanero or peppers have a very small root system. Hence, you need a loose, loamy soil to help it function smoothly for good plant development.
Great. So let's also indicate that this budget breakdown is for those who are fresh farmers. You don't own the land. You've not inherited it from your family, your parent. And you, because it's a first time, you want to lease the land.
Right.
So what you have now is your money. Especially those who say, I have 10,000, 20,000. Well, let's see at the end of the day, if your 10K or your 20,000 can help you as a fresh farmer.
Right.
So farmers who have nothing, this budget is for you.
Yeah.
Those who already have some things like irrigation systems, the land already, they've plowed the land a couple of times. Some of the things does not apply to you. So don't confuse yourself. Now let's go to our cost of production.
Our cost of production.
What do we need?
So for 1 acre budget, we are going to check the items, the incurring cost. Then when we finish, we put everything together to see our total cost of production. I'll do the honors to try to project after sales what will become of it. And then we'll try to deduct our cost from our revenue and maybe see how the profit will be looking at, the gross profit will be looking like.
Awesome.
So we can go to the next section.
Okay.
So for habanero, or we say cost of investment as the first initial part, it is important to consider leasing a land or going for hire a land for the period you are going to grow. I must indicate that habanero can stay for long. 3 months, you start harvesting. If you take good care of it, I promise you, your habanero will last not less than 3 months to supply you continuous fruits.
Okay.
Now we have the land, which is within the country, mostly 600 cities as a lease. You just need it once, hence the corresponding amount. You also have to clear the land. Land clearing, slashing, removing some few stumps here and there, whether manually or with some implement. We are costing around 2,000 cedi for your consideration. We have the plowing also going for 600. If you choose to go 3 times to make the land very smooth, then you have about 1,800 as the corresponding figure. If you are renting or leasing, no need to put in a farmhouse or any structure. That is why you see that as nothing. Then we have irrigation and installation. For habanero, around 9,500, drip irrigation, most preferred. One time, and you have it there. If you need some tanks, please you can consider adding the tank cost at 5,000 Ghana. But if you have a direct application, that is why we didn't consider. But we could consider later where the need comes. Then you need some pumps, at least 2 pumps, one to pump and the other to supply to the field. So we budgeted for 2.
Okay.
Now for solar power source, we leave to the discretion of the user.
The farmer.
So we will consider maybe fuel as a means to support power.
Okay. Now, before you move to the next stage, there are some of the things he did not cost, which are the borehole.
Yeah.
So like we said, this is a fresh farmer, a first-time farmer. We don't want to burden you with so much cost. So if you can't afford borehole, last time I checked, it was around 23,000. If you can't afford it, that is why that link is 0. And also take into consideration farmhouse. If you are leasing the land as a first-time farmer, you don't have to invest on the land by building, even if it's a wood or bamboo, it's money. All right. So you don't have to invest on the land by building. You can rather go to the community, look for one single room for your 2 farm workers to stay there. So that one too, we have not checked for the renting of room in the community. So you can check that and fix in that figure. And the last one is the storage tanks. Poly tank. Go to any of the companies that are selling these tanks for the purpose of having water consistently, because rainfall is not assured. So if you want to save water, it's raining, you want to save water, then for polytank, you can carry your thing away. So you can go and buy your polytank. But if you don't have the money to, there is no money there. But in total, the ones that we've caused, we are spending about 17,900 Ghana cedis.
Precisely so.
Great, great. Let's see what we have next.
So we have in the next section what we call the farm operations.
Okay.
Here, predominantly, it's covering most of the inputs. And one of the key inputs is crop seed, the pepper seed, the habanero seeds. The habaneros, we must appreciate that it is consumed globally and the seeds are quite high. So currently in Ghana, across other West African region, if you chose the farm-to-farm, sister-to-sister sharing, then it will come at a very minimal cost of about 200 to 500 cedis. And that could cover even an acre. If you chose to go to a very improved seeds, which is the hybrid seeds, then we are talking about 100 seeds costing you about 106 Ghana, 120 Ghana. So for 100 seeds packaged in 100 sachets, you will be paying about 105 Ghana, 106 Ghana. If we want to do ratio and proportion, practically, it means one seed is 1 Ghana or 1.2 Ghana. But let me just do it. One seed might be 1 Ghana if you have a very well improved and added valued seeds. And this is the common thing on the market. In this way, your corresponding, the number of plants you decide to put on your field will correspond to this.
What is the required plant population for 1 acre habanero farm? They're required.
So I'll give an upper limit, then I'll give a recommended lower limit. So people do, and it is recommended for an acre about 13,000 plus or minus per acre.
Okay.
Now others also do on the low side about 10,000 plants per acre. Now, those who have their plants giving a very large canopy, when we say canopy, the leaves all together, can come as low as 6,600 plants. Now, these 3 levels provide you room for choice making. If you want to buy an OP that is 700, 800 cedi, please, you are free to go.
All right.
But know that you have its own corresponding challenges. If you are going for the hybrid, good seeds, reliable, then you are buying about 1 seed for roughly between 80 pesos to 1 Ghana cedis.
All right, sir.
Now we have our fertilizers. It is most likely that you use easy to absorb fertilizers in this production. So you see me listing some fertilizers, monoammonium phosphate, potassium nitrate, calcium nitrate, magnesium sulfate. These balances will help the plant thrive with ease. Now we have a way to protect our crops, insecticides and fungicide. We cost it as 2,700. This is about 6 months usage that you are going to go through.
Right.
Then we cost the source of fuel or power for your irrigation system. And then because weeds are of quite a nuisance, we recommend that at this point you go for mulching, where you cover the entire field and just open the spot which the habaneros will be planted. In that case, you need about 8 rows or 8 bundles of the mulch.
Plastic mulch.
The plastic mulch.
To cover the entire
surface.
Great.
In this way, we are costing about 7,200 for the entire acre.
Okay.
You buy it once and there you go. If you want to know the price per head, it's just dividing it by 8 and you should know price per unit. Probably you are doing half an acre, a quarter of it, and that is your own choice. We have foliar fertilizers.
Like the Rocco Nano Urea.
Exactly.
Right.
Foliar fertilizers in this is to complement the plant, to boost it. So you need some vegetative boosters, which the Rocco Nano Urea fertilizers can provide. You need some flower boosters that at every point, when you get to the flowering stage, you need to boost it. Sometimes we even also boost it with some sort of calcium boron in order to help it balance feeding. when it gets to the fruit stage, you also boost it with some people say fruit more,
right,
and fruit masters, and whichever the names will be. But the focus is to provide a good balanced feed for the plant.
Okay.
Habaneros are very sensitive,
right,
and that is why we put in some of these complementary feeding together with the major fertilizer that will be supplied.
Great. So again, let me drum home this clarity. So we are saying that when it comes to the seed, there are those farmers, when the season begins, Eric will call me, oh, Anyo, can I get some seed from you to plant? I will give my seed to Eric. However, remember, you cannot get yield. Neither can you harvest like Karis, who is going to buy hybrid seed, quality hybrid seed from the seed dealer. That is number one, if you borrow seed. Number two is the OPVs as well. That one is a bit upgraded from the one that I borrow from Eric. That also will give you some level of yield, but definitely not up to that of the hybrid seed.
Right.
Now, but the one that is this amount, because most of you are complaining, oh, seed the bank crowd, which seed is costing 9,000. Well, he said that in the sachet, they count the seed one. So some are 50 pieces, some are 100 pieces. But on 1 acre, you need about 13,000 plants. So even if you are buying a seed that is in the sachet 100, it means you have to buy the 100 pieces. How many?
Depending on the population you choose.
Exactly. Before you can get your 13,000, and depending on the price or the seed dealer. But from the market survey we did, you are likely to run with this cost, depending on the seed dealer you bought from. And of course, the mulching. There are farmers who do habanero on the plain surface. And so it means you have issues with weed control. You have to engage laborers to be weeding and picking weeds and spraying. And these days, people are concerned about their health. So they don't want to do so much spraying of chemicals. So if you don't want to do that, then if I were you, I'll consider the mulching. I'm not forcing you. I said if I were you, I'll consider the mulching. That also gives you some level of cost. I just wanted to bring this clarity. Now, so over here, we are spending about 24,310 Ghana cedis on our farm operations. All right, so what do we do next? Am I ready to harvest?
Now, before I go next, what I would want everyone to consider and understand is that whatever we are costing, the concept and the idea is giving you the best practices that is across board. So that if you consider going below, that is of your choice. But when I'm costing this, I'm not forcing you
to do the same.
But I'm recommending the best practices to give you the best of outputs.
Thank you very much, sir.
So let me move to the next.
Yes, sir.
Now, with the next is the labor. One of the critical components of every farm operation is the human labor, the supervisors, the people with the technical abilities or competencies. You need to work with them. If you are lucky or you are privileged to be a technical person, then some of the costs you may not incur. It will be reduced. So clearly you need an agronomist or a farm supervisor, an extension officer, at least for the next 3 months, so that even if you are the owner, the manager, the man with the money, you need someone to be sharing technical information with. Or alternatively, you can have consulting. We are available to consult for you. Definitely at a fee. We will not lie to you. Private consortiums always.
It's expensive.
It's expensive and it goes with a fee. You also have the privilege of farm workers that you work with control and all the activities that will go on. Habaneros, the harvesting takes a lot of time. So you see me increasing from other budgets here. I've increased to 3 farm hands. So that when the fruits are ready, it's quickly removed. And then 1,000 for each of them. For the 3 months, you see clearly that
I'll be spending 9,000 Ghana cedi for the 3 farm hands. And then my supervisor would be taking home 6,000 Ghana cedi for the next 3 months. All right. And that gives us a grand total of
15,000. Now, when we put all the part A, the investments, the operations, and the labor, then that provides a grand total of a production cost of about 57,210
Ghana cedis. Okay. We are getting somewhere.
Yeah.
It's looking good. A lot of money from my pocket. But let's go to the part where I love the most, which is my harvest time, my, yield,
Yes.
and then, of course, the sales, how it's looking like. All right, let's go to that part.
Okay.
Okay.
So for each of them, the plant population is one of the key things which we started discussing. Now, the plant population usually goes with the spacing, the plant spacing. That's what usually determines the plant population.
On 1 acre.
On 1 acre.
Okay.
If a farmer chose to go by a meter or 100 centimeters by a 30 centimeter, then we're expecting about 13,000 plants on such an acre.
Right.
If the farmer chose to come a bit wider, 30 centimeters by 60, and did less because of the plant canopy, then we are expecting about 10,000 plants
Population. On the acre.
On an acre.
All right.
Now, we are assuming on this pure assumption, this is what happens. But I'm just giving on that free assumption that
Yes, sir.
each of these plants should provide for us a kilo of fruits. A kilo of fruit is between 100 and 120 single fruits. And it is possible every plant gives us as such.
Okay.
So for every harvest, you are getting about 10 fruits per plant for harvest 1, harvest 2. If you did 10 harvests, that's what we are saying, that you might have achieved what? 100 fruits per plant, giving us a kilo. If so, then the 13,000 plants are providing about 13,000 kilograms. 13,000 plants providing about 13,000 kilograms. Let me come to yield quantities. It is not much. It is 13 tons. Very little.
Okay.
Now, the price, the prevailing price on the market since January up to today, and it will continue to December. In fact, most likely to go up. Stays around 35 kg, 35 cedis. Per kilo, per 1 kilo.
Okay.
I must be honest with you that you go to some of the supermarkets and you get double what I've written here. You get for a kilo about 60 Ghana cedis, 70 Ghana cedis.
I mean, most definitely, if you go to the shopping mall, you don't expect to get the price this way.
Exactly. So for me, I'm just giving you farm gate price, the abundance prices, so that when the price goes up, you stand at a chance of winning very well.
Okay.
Now, if I have my kilos and I make almost of it, we are assuming 100% sales, then this is the amount corresponding amount we are expecting in sales.
How much is that again?
455,000 Ghana cedis.
Woo!
455,000. If you made 100% sales,
right,
you sold everything.
Dubai is calling. Dubai is calling. Now tell me, how long or what's the cycle of harvest for a habanero? An open field. An
open field. I'm looking at about 9 weeks.
Okay.
9 weeks.
Right.
If you pick at least twice a week, some will be ripe, and people even like it green. The more you harvest, the more fruits you receive.
Okay.
So if you pick it green, then you don't have to wait till it gets ripe.
Right.
So I'll recommend, if people, your clients like it green, please pick more matured greens. And that will be helpful.
All right, sir.
Assuming the same farmer could not harvest all or had some wasted and they got 10,000 kilos or 10 tons, then selling at 35 cedis, the person is making 350,000 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Or if the farmer who did this population will be selling at 35 cedi with this weight, then the person is also making 350,000 Ghana cedis. So I have given about 3 scenarios here.
Right.
The first farmer at 13,000 could not sell everything, lost about 3,000 kilos. And I don't think any farmer will do that, but I'm giving a 20% assumption, which will be 2,600. But I'm even giving more gross assumption to say 3,000 kilos or 3 tons was waste, was lost. You could not sell. Wherever you classify it, it is gone.
Oh.
That will leave such a farmer with 10 tons of products.
Okay.
Now, if you sell 10 tons at 35 cedi farm gate price or regular market price, then you are making 350,000 Ghana cedis.
Very well. Okay. Now, what we have here, we have scenario A, scenario B, but we have revenue, cost of production, and then we would look at how much is left for us.
Right.
So can you run us through this part and also explain for us?
Okay. So if we made sales here, we are assuming that is our revenue because that is what brought the money.
Yeah.
So we have rigged in something.
Yes.
When we rig those things in, we classify that as revenue.
Okay.
Now, you remember we had the gross or the total to be 57,000 as a cost of production.
Exactly.
And that's what I brought here to deduct.
Okay.
What will be my output? If I take the cost of production from
the total revenue,
then it is giving me a gross profit of 397,000. 397,790 cedis as an ideal case.
Are you serious?
You can check it, check the market price. So this budget, what I would like any of one who would enjoy this video, quickly check the common price on the market in your area. When you buy, if you have scale at home, maybe you bought the NCD, go and check the weight of that and try to cross-reference to see if you are sharing some realities with you.
Okay.
Then you also have the same cost maintained, taken from a 10,000, the sales of a 10,000 kilos or 10 tons, then this is what you are receiving, a 292,000 Ghana or 292,790 cedis as the least case or the worst case. In all of this, the most important thing to know is that Habanero is a profitable avenue. A lot of demand. And it is also easy to work around it so far as you control your nutrition and your crop protection ideas.
Great. I'll be coming to you to tell me some of the market.
Okay.
Where I can sell my habanero. You mentioned the malls already, like the big malls we know in Ghana.
Yeah.
But beyond that, where can I target if I consider this and I want to go into habanero production? But hey, farmers, I have some great news for you. An exciting news, and it's Roco Nano Urea. Roco Nano Urea. 80% of the nutrient in this is consumed or enjoyed by the leaves of your plant. This is equal to the 50 kg solid urea that you buy on the market. Now, Roco Nano Urea is less expensive, less chemical, environmentally friendly. It boosts your crop productivity. It is increasing your income because you are assured of a higher yield. Now, this is what I'll tell you. At the 3rd week after your transplanting, just make sure you grab a bottle of Roco, open it. This is your measuring cup. Use this, pour it. By then, you would have filled your knapsack bag with clean water. Pour this into it, mix it, and then begin your application. This is equal to 1 acre of your farmland. It is good to apply it early in the morning. By 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 a.m., you are done with your application. Or in the evening, around 4:30, 5 p.m., 6, you are done. All right? So the plants can use it well. Listen, at times when it doesn't rain, you're waiting for a heavy rain so that they can apply the solid urea. But this one, with a little rain, you can still use it because it's liquid in its form already. And so in this day and age, don't go and spend money and buy the solid urea where you have to carry, be negotiating with the taxi driver. This one, you put in your pocket and you're good to go. And listen, it is very good. Look, it's used in a lot of countries from Guinea, Senegal, Morocco, Ghana, Togo. We are everywhere. It is being used because scientists are turning things around. So with your NPK, if you need a urea, this is what I recommend. It is very, very effective and less expensive. It is JK Industries Limited here in Ghana. Omo ton JK for. Udru circle. Now we share ECG for any crisis members in Finfinwa. JK Industries Limited is there. Or contact the Ghanaian farmer. Business tilling the land. Me can't steal me see tilling the land. From me was 0554-830431. Road code nano urea. Caring for you. This would give you the result you're looking for. The magic you're looking for to make that money. Roku is assuring you of that. Now, when it comes to buying or selling, at the end of investing my 57,210.
Yeah.
Where are the possible places I'm looking at selling?
Right.
Apart from the malls you mentioned.
Malls. So generally, habanero, because it's highly demanded in our homes, one of the skill you can develop is neighborhood selling.
Okay.
This one, you are selling the kilo directly from the farm to the end user, and that gives you the higher margin. If it is selling higher than what has been stated here, it gives you direct sales to your business venture. And we also have some market women that takes it to the bigger market. If you have contact with these people, they could be of great help.
Okay.
The third place could be institutions. All the secondary schools are still cooking. All the hospitals, we have areas, they are still cooking. Some of the major institutions rely so much on farm produce, and you could liaise with them to supply them.
Great.
And it will be of great benefit.
Indeed. Hotels and restaurants.
Exactly.
They are your good point of sales. You can reach out to them. And of course, don't forget to add digital media.
Yeah.
Create presence for your farm on social media. Be marketing. About your farm. And buyers will find you and buy from you. Thank you so much for enjoying this content. But you know what? Subscribe to the content or subscribe to the channel, The Ghanaian Farmer TV. Subscribe. Yeah, and share. Ghanaian Farmer is for even kids can watch it.
Exactly.
We are not talking anything that is not necessary. It is making money. So let your children start making money from now. So subscribe to it. Share with your family and friends. Make sure everybody gets to know about The Ghanaian Farmer TV. Subscribe and share the link. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, sir. We'll see you on our next episode with. But people are asking for, and we want cassava, and we want maize, we want coconut. So please, you have a lot of work to do. But you cannot. How do we find you on social media?
You can check me out on Twitter as Eric AG Ghana. You can Facebook Eric Asante, LinkedIn Eric Asante.
All right.
And if you check other places like Green Dollar, you'll find me out on X.
The guy said Green Dollar. It means what about and first CD but the charges in dollar. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you some other time. Bye bye.
Bye.